welcome to another episode of the Speak the Language podcast. Today is March 15th. Turkey season opened in Mississippi. Regular season, youth season's been open. Regular season opened yesterday, March 14th. We are sitting on Jordan's back porch on this beautiful Sunday afternoon.
It is a glorious day.
It's a fantastic day.
Why aren't we still turkey hunting?
There's a reason for that that we can get into in further detail later. But we started turkey hunting this morning and we were done before 7.
Yeah.
Because here's what happened. Jordan shot one off the limb.
If y'all believe that, y'all can believe I'm really, really sneaky too. And neither one of them ain't true.
Yeah, we can tell the story of that later. First, before we get into this, I want to remind y'all that what am I reminding them of? I just drew a blank. Drew a complete blank.
We got some bundles?
The product bundles at Primos.com. The Bottomland bundle, the Will Primos bundle, the MTA bundle, and I'm pretty sure you're still able to get 20% off right now.
Okay.
And check out the Primos Custom Meal Shop. And lastly, but the thing I'm most excited about is this podcast will air Monday, March 16th.
You're getting up to date on these things, man.
Trying to. I couldn't.
Or either we're behind, one of the two.
Do you remember last spring turkey season?
Oh, yeah.
I went like 3 weeks without doing an episode. It was bad juju.
Because we had a bad turkey season.
Yeah, it was tough. So it will air Monday, March 16th. Tuesday, March the 17th, we will release the first episode of the Truth Web series.
Yep, from Florida.
From Florida, Osceola's, the hunts that just went down.
A couple more in between that until the next Tuesday. So.
Yeah. So
we got Florida for 2 weeks, and then we're going to get into our Mississippi episodes.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be about a week turnover.
Yeah.
Everybody likes seeing live stuff, but what's the best we can do right now?
Well,
week turnover. That's way better than a year than it used to be.
We're treading into new waters, which I'm very excited about. These are going to be, like I said, you'll get at least an episode every Tuesday, maybe more. I don't want to speak. We're doing two hunts this week.
I think so.
But for sure, every Tuesday we'll keep y'all posted on that.
Troy is editing the first one. I'm editing the second one, and Slade Reeves is editing the third one.
Mm-hmm.
And you're getting all our social stuff ready.
Yep. So again, on the Primos website, absolutely free. You don't have to pay anything. You just go on there, you watch them.
Yeah, it's gonna be nice.
I'm super excited about that.
People have been asking. We are trying to deliver.
We're trying to do it. It's time. It's time. So the Truth Web series starts this Tuesday. When this airs, I can say it like this: Truth Web series starts tomorrow.
Yeah. Tomorrow.
March the 17th.
Not sure what time we're going to release it yet, but it will be out Tuesday.
We will blow it up on our social media pages when it goes up.
That is if something bad doesn't go wrong.
Yeah.
Like the link doesn't work or something like that, because that has happened before.
Yeah.
So if you can't get it, people, just be patient with us. It will be there.
Yeah, Tuesday at some point. At some point. But it's coming. I'm ready. And then, before we dive into the meat of this episode, if you would please, y'all have been the reviews they've been leaving on the iTunes page have been pretty comical.
I hadn't read them in a couple weeks.
Some folks are just like downright nice about it, which is very, very appreciated. Then some guys are just funny on there. It's good for a laugh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Some of them just mean.
I hadn't had any mean ones.
Oh, okay.
No, I didn't. Not other than we asked them to be mean that one time when we said Lake sounds funny and Jordan talking, whatever we said.
You asked for that. I want everybody to be nice to me. My feelings get hurt real easy.
That's fair. But yeah, if you could do that, write us a review, put a rating on there, helps us, and it's just helps us, helps you. Don't know how, but helps you.
Well, it helps.
Puts positivity in the day.
It helps the people that are listening to us be able to find us easier.
Yeah.
So. Yeah,
true that.
And it helps us to be able to do this longer, and we don't go get fired because we're not doing our job.
So before, I really am tempted to dive straight into what's been going on in Mississippi, but and we don't have to spend too much detail on it. But when we left off,
you had just killed 2 turkeys
in Florida, right? And so we have not
game hog.
Yeah. That's where, but we still had, you left to hunt and Troy left to hunt, and that we hadn't even started yet. Like when we left off that podcast, you were starting that next morning.
Yeah, we recorded last one last Sunday, so I started hunting. I hunted Sunday, but we didn't get into anything.
Yeah.
And man, we was in on Monday morning, boy.
Yeah.
I mean, right off the get-go, went to a new spot. We hadn't even listened to that. Hush, Bitsy.
She must see something.
She got a squirrel treat in outer space or something.
Jordan has a Chihuahua guard dog.
She's got 3 legs, and she just guarded off.
Yeah. So your first morning, new spot.
We get out the buggy. I mean, it's got history. You killed a turkey right there in that area last year.
Yeah.
So we knew there's turkeys there.
Yeah.
We had found tracks this year and strut marks and all that good stuff you can find in that sand down there.
Yeah. Because, again, that first morning, after we had that encounter, we made a loop around the whole farm and just kind of tried to assess everything.
Just taking inventory, man.
Yeah.
And inventory doesn't have to be putting eyes on a turkey. You just take an inventory of what kind of sign you see.
Yeah. And there was a very healthy amount of sign at that spot.
Yeah. I mean, it was turkey sign everywhere, but this particular area was heavy.
Mm-hmm.
But so we went there to within earshot of it and got out the buggy and
Yeah.
there he went. So we knew from hunting that last year, we knew pretty dang close to where the turkey was.
Yeah.
And
that's so helpful. When you get an opportunity to hunt a place year after year, you'll find, not all the time, but you'll find either specific trees or pretty specific spots where turkey's going to be roosting.
Man, any guy that's been turkey hunting a long time, you ask him what's the number one thing to kill turkeys consistently, is woodsmanship. And that's knowing your place, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Learning how to read topography and all that, and just boots on the ground. You learn all that stuff and take it in and keep it in your memory bank.
Woodsmanship kills more turkeys than anything.
Oh, ain't no doubt.
100%. I don't care. Yeah, you can get you so far. Patience is a big one too, but woodsmanship is the key, for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, also, how nice is it when the first time he
in the dark,
because that doesn't always happen, but when it does, it's pretty nice.
Sure enough. But man, we got over close to him and ended up being in the same exact tree yours was in last year. And it's like, man, we finna kill this sucker so fast.
You'd think he'd do the same thing.
Man, we finna mop up on him. He finna do the same thing the Lake's done. We all getting all cocky and whatnot. Go ahead and high-five him before we even hit the ground.
And we were having our fun listening to him gobble, and we flew down, and he gobbled, and we're just like, this is awesome.
And this sucker,
'cause it was.
He was lighting the woods up, too.
Yeah.
I mean, that sucker probably gobbled 100 times.
Oh, yeah. There was 2 of them gobbling, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, we knew there was at least 2, because sometimes they'd gobble, and you know they'd be right after one another.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it gets fly down time, and one of us calls and cuts and makes them gobble, and they're going the other way.
Yeah, we can tell immediately they're on the ground, and the first time that we're like, they may not be going the way we want to, but
they're a little far off than they were.
But we maintained hope. You know, we weren't necessarily like abandoned ship. We're like, well, maybe, because if you remember, the one I killed in that road last year, he pitched out kind of far in that field and then made his way up. So we, maybe give him a chance to do that. But pretty soon it became evident that they were not coming up that road.
And it was time to move.
Very much
and
so.
If we didn't move when we did, it wouldn't have happened.
Literally.
So we move and go walking, trying to cut these turkeys off while me and Lake knew a way to get around in front of them.
Again, knowing your place.
Yeah.
100%. That's what killed that turkey.
Yep, and ended up, our assumption was right, what they were doing, after we figured out they wasn't coming to us the first time.
Yeah.
So we make the way this is, it's like a square block. It's got a pond on one end, but, I mean, if you just square it off, it's pretty. It's got 2 roads on the east and west side and 1 road on the south side, and that pond on the north.
Yep.
And the way that pond runs, it runs east and west and will connect to one of those roads on both sides.
Right.
And, we knew if we got on that south road and ran across and got on that east road real fast, I mean, we could possibly get in front of them.
Well, so the turkey that I killed last year, we figured our chance of killing him was, we knew that like the day or 2 days before when we first found him, because that turkey had hens. It was a lone gobbler with hens. They were using that road to access the pasture to our south.
Yeah.
But that lane the one on the east side that you're referring to, you can access that pasture that way too.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what you were saying.
If anybody's ever hunted South Florida, you know what these woods look like. They are a jungle.
Mm-hmm.
And them turkeys don't like to stay in the woods unless they have to.
Right.
They're going to walk around in the path that's least resistant and the path that's most open that we've learned.
Simply a sense of security for them, you know. That thick stuff, they're very susceptible to predation.
Every tree they walk by is an ambush point for them. Something getting them, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, we get high stepping and get around there on that east road, and Troy crowed and they gobbled. And we walk up there, get on the edge of the road, and I think I maybe crowed again or something, and they gobbled.
You did.
Yeah. And they were just like right there at probably 300 yards, and they were closer to us that time. So crap, we got to sit down.
Mm-hmm.
So we sat down, and man, I just got the sling off my gun, and you said,
in typical me fashion, I was taking too long to set up, and because I had the little camera that I was running, and then I had some palmettos I was just trying to stick in front of me, so I could, you know, I'm super, like all of us are. I was just paranoid about getting seen, so I just thank goodness I wasn't waving a palmetto up in the air. I was sitting it was on the ground, stuck in the ground, and I just happened to, you know, just toss my eyes up, and I see 3 heads. You know, because it kind of dips a little bit right there.
Yeah.
I saw the tops of their heads. I said, whoa, 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 whoa. And they were low enough in that dip, I just slowly grabbed my binoculars and put them up there. And I thought multiple turkeys. And I thought we had heard, you remember we'd heard a hen one time?
Yeah, you could hear it on the video.
Yeah. Yeah. And then last year the turkey was with hen, so I was expecting,
to think back on it, it could have been a gobbler yelping.
True.
Is true. Just now thought about that.
I hadn't thought about that either, because here's what happened. And again, we had heard 2 turkeys gobbling. Well, when I put my binoculars up, I see 3 red, white, and blue heads. And I said, huh. And then it started happening.
Yeah, I couldn't. They were about 100 yards, and I couldn't see if they had beards or not because they were coming straight to us.
Right.
You know? And I was like, Troy, are they long beards? He's like, yeah. I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
Started yelping at them and making them come our way more so than they were. And them suckers got fired up. Ooh.
Yeah. And the interesting thing then, man, like we were saying, it was like kind of like the same turkeys that we got on the first morning. I mean, like we were making them gobble on the limb, but we were pretty close to them.
Yeah.
And then once they got further away before we moved, they weren't answering us as much. You had to really work to pull one out of them.
Get inside that bubble.
Exactly. When we were that close to them and they were closing, they got red hot.
And you know one thing, 3 gobblers like that together by themselves, we had a Jake decoy and a hen out, and you would have thought they'd just come up there and whoop a snot out of that Jake. But
I thought they would.
They didn't. For whatever reason, they just wasn't being real aggressive while we were there.
Yeah.
Until later on in the week.
Right.
So turkeys come on up there, they hang up, finally get a shot, boom.
Yeah.
I got me one.
Yeah, it was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, so I got my Osceola down, and T-Roy was up to bat.
So the thing that I liked about your hunt is, so what's nice is like the things that you don't get to do that often. Like I didn't have the luxury to do this last year when it was just me and you, because if I wasn't hunting, I was filming.
Yeah.
Which Troy was filming. I had already killed. You were hunting, so I was just yelping and running that little camera.
You was on vacation at that point.
So, like, just sitting back in that lane, and y'all see the footage, like I said, because this hunt's coming out. That, I mean, like, those turkeys, those 3 gobblers coming up that lane, gobbling, and one of them was doing most of the strutting, but they just at green grass, them trees hanging over at Spanish moss, sun was just peaking. I mean, it's just that, you know, when you're hunting, you're focused on getting the job done. Mm-hmm. When you're filming, you're focused on getting the job done, getting what you need to get. When you're doing what I'm doing, I just set that little cam on the wide angle that we want to get, let it roll. I'm just taking in the aesthetics. Yeah. I'm like, golly, look at this. You know, they're just.
I got to do that later in the week, and you certainly, and I wouldn't say you enjoy it more, but you get to enjoy more of it.
Yeah, you kind of. Yeah, that's a good way to put it, because you're just kind of able to sit back and just absorb all of it, just take it all in.
Because me, I mean, when I'm shooting, like, and turkeys are coming in, I'm not not getting a look at the big picture. I'm focused on that turkey I'm trying to get, you know.
Mm-hmm. I know exactly what you mean.
Same with cameras. You're just so focused on making sure or for me, I don't screw anything up.
Same. I'm like, God, don't mess this up. Are you recording? What's
Is it in focus?
Is it in focus? What's your iris? Is
audio?
Yeah. So, but yeah, that was that, and then it was T-Roy's turn.
Yeah, and we went back to the house, took pictures and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Did we hunt that afternoon?
I think so. Or we kind of. Well, I think what we
kind of sort of hunted, just kind of.
We were trying to find another spot.
Yeah.
Not so much that we just didn't want it. We'd killed a turkey there. We'd killed a turkey the other place. We were just trying to see where there were fresh turkeys, and not for any more reason than we just wanted to. We're like, let's just see if we can find some somewhere else. I think that's kind of what we did.
Mm-hmm.
And then we ended up roosting one.
That's right.
Yeah.
Sure did. Roosted him not far from where I killed mine.
Mm-mm.
And found a spot. We wanted to build a blind at the next morning. Talking about building blind and sticking palmettos in the ground to break you up. It's not like we're building a fortress.
South Florida is
there's blind material everywhere.
Yeah, it's plentiful with stuff to build a blind with. It's pretty easy.
But get out there the next morning like, oh yeah, we're gonna kill this sucker real fast. No.
Not happening.
Not happening at all.
It just shows you, man. It's still, because the turkeys are typically on a regular year, they acting a little bit better on the opener than like Mississippi turkeys are per se.
Mm-hmm.
But they're still they're going to do what they want to do.
Yep.
And if you ain't on the right side of them from where he's going to fly down and planning on going, then good luck to you, but it probably ain't going to work.
Yeah.
So that's what.
Sleepy.
I don't blame you. I took a nap before I came over here.
You dog. I've been in there editing and trying to work, and you've been napping.
I ate ham, scrambled eggs, and grits.
You did work this morning, though. So.
I did work this morning. What Troy's hunt. So that didn't work out.
Yeah, we went on a roundabout.
Yeah.
Trying to strike turkeys. Didn't happen. Didn't a whole lot happen. Heard a couple, but that's about it.
Yeah, and then we decided to kind of go to that area where kind of close to where you shot the turkey the year before.
Exact spot.
Yeah, and again, I know, like we're saying, every story is like we're referring to a turkey we killed before, but
that's the way hunting goes, dude.
And it's also the third year we've hunted there, so we managed to build some equity in the place. Build some history there.
So at this point, I think we've killed 4 or 5 turkeys off the place. There's a lot of history on it so far.
Yeah, it's been very good to us, and a fantastic place.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, they take care of that place. And
Quick shout out real quick to Blackbeard's Ranch.
Yeah.
They're a a lot of times you hear like conservation and agriculture, often the common consensus is they butt heads with one another.
Yeah.
But you've got places like the Florida Conservation Group that it's like conservation-minded agriculture at work right there, because it's an operating cattle ranch.
Yep. They got a many head of cattle, but they got a many head of turkeys and deer and hogs and whatever else. All the critters are good on that place.
Yeah, because Mr. Jim Strickland, although he is a cattleman, he is also a lover of wildlife, and he takes care of that place.
They actually just won a National Stewardship Award for conservation.
It's well deserved. Yeah. I mean, it's when you go to a place.
Only one in the country that won that award this year. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's when you go to a place like that and you just see how much work and effort that these people are putting into it just for no other reason but so the wildlife can thrive. It's pretty encouraging.
Yeah.
And it's special to see.
It's people just like him's people who created NWTF.
Yeah.
They care about the land, care about the resource.
Yeah.
And he doesn't use the resource like we do, but he takes care of it.
That's the thing that makes it, cool, because he's obviously he's not against hunting, but he doesn't hunt himself, but he recognizes the importance of hunting in conservation. That's why he allows us to come out there.
Yep.
But he himself just loves the wildlife, so he does the work to keep them around. So I will throw a very shameless plug out there for Blackbeard's Ranch, because it is a very special place, and they're doing some incredible work.
That's right.
So anyhow, Troy's hunt.
Yeah, back in the same little meadow I killed mine in last year. Well, it's just proving there's turkeys there at some point during the day, most days of the week.
Yeah.
And, man, we eased around, parked the buggy, half mile, quarter mile up the road.
Mm-hmm.
Sneaking up through the woods, being careful, not walking down the road just in a wide open, and bam.
There he is.
There
they are.
They're out there in that little meadow I killed mine in, right where we were wanting to go. We were late to the party, and I got a little flustered. But I ain't gonna lie.
Here's the thing, though. This is things that you can throw into because where those turkeys were and where we were headed. Obviously, we could have met in the middle and bugged the whole deal, messed it up. So we'll revert back to. I mean, it's something for everyone to know, but the latest podcast we talked on it about was with our buddy old Davey Owens. Dave Owens, Mr. Pinhoti Man. We were talking about not ever letting your guard down. So the easy thing to do would have been either to drive the buggy to the spot, drop your stuff off where you want to set it up and put it out. If we'd have done that, we'd have spooked the turkeys. Or park the buggy a little bit back. You still have to walk there, but where's the easiest walking? Up the road. Yeah. So you go walking up the road and boom, then you really spook the turkeys. So what we elected to do was slip inside the woods. It was not the easiest of walking. There was some thickets, some briars, some brambles, but we were managed to see those turkeys.
And not to mention them little bitty aggravating kookaburra hitchhiking little things they got down there.
I'm still picking them off my vest and pants and gloves and all that.
Covered in them after that walk.
But we didn't spook those turkeys.
Did not.
So I'd call it worth it.
Yeah.
Now, we were late into the fact of our original plan was when we saw them, we were going to slide in there. Me and Troy were going to sit next to the tree because I was running the camera at this point. And then Jordan was going to crawl back into the road with the killer bee decoy, show him the fan, and see what happened.
Yeah.
But we didn't get up there in time, and they kind of eased around the bend of the road.
And I got flustered.
You did get flustered.
Because I thought y'all took too long.
We did take too long. For that plan, we did. I mean, for that original plan, we did take too long because they left. They got out of sight. But then we were like, well, let's just scurry out there, get where we want to get, throw the decoys up, and start yelping. Maybe they'll come back, you know. And how long have we been sitting there?
Not long enough for me to get over my angerness.
Yeah, like all of a sudden Troy said, there, and I looked, and right in the corner,
I was like,
there was an overhanging tree, and it was shady, so it wasn't just like there's a turkey, but there was like a black blob that wasn't there before.
Yeah.
And I zoomed the camera in on it, and I was like, yup, there he is. And then the other one was still with him. They both come around that corner.
I started doing my job and pulling my string.
On the old killer bee jerk cord.
And they got real mad.
They did not like it.
They was almost as mad as I was.
They were like, I don't know what this gobbler is doing in our meadow, but I will not tolerate this.
And they came running.
Yes, they did, which is always a good thing because you never know, but still you're going, there's a pretty good chance one of them is going to get shot at.
Yeah.
And it happened. They came strutting right in, and I gave Troy the whenever you can. Troy said, let them separate.
Kaboom.
Yeah, because we weren't looking to do another double like I did. Well, Troy rocked him, set him down, and
right in the dome.
that was that. Yeah, it was a beautiful hunt. Beautiful turkey. That sucker had a big beard for an Osceola, big old thick beard.
I got him out there in the freezer right now. Hopefully the Mount Jesse's turkey from a couple of years ago.
The only man to let his wife kill a turkey with 2-inch plus spurs and not mount it the first go around.
She skinned the turkey with her shotgun.
I'm just saying.
Thing didn't have no feathers left on it.
We can take a poll on this and see if you're crazy. I think you're crazy, but, you know,
whatever.
At least you're doing it now.
Yeah.
But that was that. That was South Florida. Pretty incredible week.
Done with Florida. Time to get to Easterns, Mississippi. The turkeys we're so passionate about season going.
Yeah.
I mean, we're passionate about all of them, but golly, it's something about hunting these turkeys on our home turf.
I think everyone that turkey hunts is a little bit like that. There's just something about hunting them at home.
Man, it don't matter what state you go to. They're all the hardest if you talk to the locals.
Yeah, everyone thinks their place has the hardest turkeys, which is fine.
Unless you go to Kansas somewhere, people are like, yeah, the turkeys are dumb.
yeah, they're pretty
and
easy.
then I go try to kill them, and I'm like, no, these turkeys ain't dumb.
Well, several locals in Kansas are like, you came from Mississippi to hunt turkeys?
Why?
Why are you here?
Yeah.
Well, I get that even like in Oklahoma or Texas. They're like, really? All right. Well, then you do whatever you want.
Yeah.
But so when we got back, we had, let's see, 3 or 4 days before the season opened.
We got home Wednesday, so we had Thursday, Friday, 2 days. Or I guess Wednesday. We didn't get home till like 4 o'clock in the morning. I wasn't finna get up and go try to hear a turkey.
I couldn't do it.
So I went and listened Thursday.
Yep.
Did not hear a turkey at the zoo.
I went and listened to a place that I got permission to hunt last year. Me and you killed a turkey out there last year.
Yeah, opening week.
Yeah, and I hadn't been able to go out there, or I should have gone out there a lot earlier than I did.
Mm-hmm.
But I went out there to go listen, and I show up there, and I realize that the block of woods where the turkeys were roosted in this time last year has been clear cut.
Don't you always love that?
It's gone.
Bye-bye, trees. See you in 40 years.
Thank you, forestry industry. Just kidding. I only say that because I got enough friends in the forestry industry. They'll get uppity with me for hearing me say that.
We've got a lot of friends in the forestry industry.
Yeah. That's what one of our buddies, I'm not even going to say his name because you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, big head.
Waterhead. Yeah. He said, he knew I was listening. He said, "You hear any?" I said, "No, your people cut my trees down." So immediately I said, okay, well, I got a little bit of a puzzle to put together here, and the season opens in 2 days. Yeah, that was on a Thursday.
Uh-huh.
I had Friday and the Saturday, play ball. It's on. So, and I didn't have a chance to, like that morning, I had a chance to listen for a roost gobble, then I had to go. I had to get to a funeral that day. But I said, all right, Friday, I'm going to go out there, and whether I hear a turkey or not, I'm going to put some miles in, and I'm going to find where these turkeys are. Because I did find, like, just walking in, I saw some turkey signs. So I'm like, all right, there's some still here somewhere,
Yeah, I mean, a place that has that good a turkey hunt, they ain't going to just disappear.
Yeah, I agree. So Friday morning,
Especially, I mean, man, fresh cutovers the first year, they are awesome.
Oh yeah, like I said, I'm like they're still here. I just have to re-find them. I don't know if re-find is the right terminology, but y'all know what I mean. So Friday morning, I get out there, and luckily, so the first morning too, it was windy. It was pretty windy, but this morning, it was Friday morning. It was overcast, but it was still. And so I had kind of picked it apart. I narrowed it down to 2 spots, and I knew I could only listen for roost gobbling at one, obviously. But I was like, I'm gonna go listen at one, and the other one I'm gonna at least walk to and just check for signs, just see what's what. So I go to the other side. I don't hear a thing on the limb, and I'm immediately cast into the deepest, darkest depression. I'm like, this is the worst, you know. And so I kind of was just shuffling around through the woods. I actually had my Onyx out. I was trying to figure out where I wanted to go next. And I just kind of leaned up against a tree looking, figuring out, and all of a sudden about 150 yards in the woods, I hear about 2 to 3 hens just going, and I wanted a gobbler to answer, obviously, because I'd like, that'd be nice. I'd know he's here. But the fact that there's hens in there means he's probably somewhere, right?
Yeah.
And so I immediately got excited. Then I was like, what I'm going to do here, I said, I'm not in any rush today. I came here to find a turkey. I'm going to sit down next to this tree. I'm just going to listen for 15 minutes. Who knows?
Yeah.
Probably been sitting there for 10 minutes, and an owl hooted off in the woods. And I was like, I'll see if I can fire him up. So I hooted back at him. He hooted back at me. I hooted back at him. I got a little bit more. Started doing that, that more aggressive.
Started doing what?
It sounded like
we were laughing.
A little bit like a chimpanzee, a little bit like an owl. Well, the owl answered it back, and he got aggressive, and right in the middle of his owl, he went, ow. About 200 yards in there, right where I'd heard them hens. And I said, I gotcha. I know where you are. Immediately, my depression was lifted.
Oh, yeah, that's the way turkey hunting, turkey listening works. I mean, It's a game of highs and lows.
Yeah.
I don't think it's any in between.
No, it's a real roller coaster.
Yeah.
But I said, all right, I got that one. I was happy. My spirits were lifted. I said, all right, I'm going to walk to this other spot. And again, I'm just going to check for signs. That's all I'm doing.
Looking for tracks and stuff?
Yeah, looking for tracks, scratching, all that kind of stuff, And so I walk, and I'm getting close. I get to where I want to get, and immediately the turkey sign there is way more dense and easy to find than it was where I listened the morning of that morning. I'm like, ooh, okay, we've got turkeys right here. And then I will preface this with, this kind of stuff never happens to me. Never. Hang on, what we got going on here? Okay.
Chickens.
We're good? Yes, we're good. Okay. Had a little bit of technical difficulty, but I think we got it sorted. Where did we leave off? Oh, went to the other side where I wanted to see if I could find some sign. Finally heard a turkey in the other spot. Get to that spot, immediately find tracks. I'm like, this is awesome. And then, as if just a gift from the Lord above, it is around 8:30 a.m., the Friday before turkey season opens. No owl, no crow, no nothing that I can hear, just completely unprovoked. Ow. You know what that is. He was probably 175, 200 away.
Okay.
Up on a ridge and some big timber. You know what the spot I'm talking about.
Yep, we talked about why ain't we seen no turkeys in there last year.
I don't know. But he was there this year. And I immediately about-faced and said, it's time for me to leave, you know. Because I didn't want to spook him, you know. I didn't want to risk messing that up.
Man, if you find a turkey that gobbles once, why try to make him gobble again?
Yeah, especially on
the ground
at
you know?
8:30 a.m. the Friday before the season opens. I'm like, okay.
A lot of people love play with them before the season opens, and I am not a fan.
Nah, I need one, and then
somebody tells me they be yelping at turkeys before the season opens. I cringe.
Yeah, not my game.
I'm like, don't pressure something that's already hard enough to kill.
Yeah, I mean, now you do what you want, but I personally know I'm not going to do that.
No.
And that's all I needed, you know, at that point.
And I think, a lot of people probably don't know, but you're making turkey noises in turkey woods. It's natural, yes, but again, if that turkey sees you, no.
It's a no-win situation to me anyways. There's just, I think you put yourself in a lot better place for success if you just leave that turkey as unpressured as possible until you're ready to hunt him.
Let him be natural until it's time to provoke him.
Like that one, that was a gift from the Lord above. That's a free gobble. He's right there. And I'm like, okay, that's all I need. Come on, let's go. Time to leave. We'll see you in the morning. Which we didn't go there in the morning, actually. Now here's where you can take over. I did go there the afternoon of Saturday morning. Took Hayden out there, saw two jakes, and then found strut marks galore. And we need to go back out there. But anyhow, sorry.
We're going in the morning.
Yes.
So this place we call the zoo, it is very close to a highway.
Yep.
And during the weekdays, the sucker sounds like Talladega at the time everybody's going to work. And you can't hear a turkey gobble over 150 yards, 200 yards maybe.
I'd say so, yeah.
It's loud. So on the weekends, it's time for the boys to play out there, you know.
Yeah.
So anyway, but I was at the office editing Friday when you were down there scouting. Mm-hmm. And you came to the office, and we got the game plan together and all that for to go down there at your place opening morning. Feeling good about it. I mean, you know, you done heard turkey down there. I mean, what else can you ask for?
Nothing.
Know how to get to him. Feel like you got a good chance to kill him. I mean, pretty good opportunity there.
Yeah.
So I get a phone call the afternoon from a guy that has access to the zoo that went out there and listened that morning, Friday morning. He says, man, I heard them out there this morning. Told me exactly where they were. And I'm like, we got mixed emotions going here. I'm getting torn from both ends. Mm-hmm. And I think I called you. I was like, man.
You said,
we got a decision.
Yeah, he said, we got a decision to make.
We got to make decisions. Do we go out here where he says this turkey gobbled this morning and or do we wake up 2 hours and drive down there where you heard the turkey gobble this morning? Mm-hmm. We elected to do the easy route.
Well, the other factor, too, is you didn't have that long to hunt.
Yeah, I had to go to my niece's birthday party at 10, so I could only hunt till about 9.
So it made the most sense to go to the place where you had the most actual hunting time.
And it's literally less than 20 minutes from my house.
Right.
It's less than 30 for you. And,
mm-hmm.
I mean, this made the easy decision. Go out there.
Yeah.
And again, I got to thinking about it. I was like, it is early season. If we don't kill that sucker by 30, 45 minutes after fly down, it's going to be an all-day affair. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So we decided to go to the zoo, which is not a bad option by any means.
There ain't no bad. I mean, when you're in a position where the problem you have is deciding which place you want to go to, that's not a bad problem. I won't ever complain.
Mm-mm.
There's several times when I have not been in that position where I'm going, man, I'd love a place to go.
I wish I knew where a turkey was gobbling, man. I wish I knew where a turkey was.
Yeah. So
Man, I was in that position last year. We killed that turkey you got on like 3 days after season opened. That was the only turkey I heard gobble for like the first week and a half of season.
I remember because we heard out there and he gobbled on a limb and you went, thank God.
I found out they do exist.
Yeah.
But I went like 12 days without hearing a turkey gobble last year.
Well, before I got that place to hunt, I was in the same position you were.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just count your blessings, you know.
Yeah. But anyway, we loaded up, met you out there at 30 minutes before daylight.
Mm-hmm.
We get in the buggy. We drive down there, get out the buggy, and a skunk tries to attack us.
That does happen. That's absolutely correct.
We parked this little wooden bridge and look across the bridge, and there's a skunk coming right at us.
Here come Pepe.
I was like, all right, he ain't going to. And then he comes across the bridge. He stopped in the middle of the bridge and kind of held his territory. We kind of stared off for a second.
I told him he can have it. I'll leave.
The troll is not getting his payment today.
Nope.
Anyway, the skunk leaves. We finally get some owls cranked up, just like Lake was talking about. We had to do the half monkey.
It sounds like a chimpanzee. Yeah.
And finally got a turkey to gobble.
Yeah.
It was probably 10 minutes after we expected them to gobble.
Which I'll throw a tip in there, because what got that turkey to gobble?
Teamwork.
Yeah. We don't do it every time, and it's not like the first thing you pull out of the grab bag. It's like if the regular who cooks for you owl sequence ain't working.
It is it's in the, I'd say the midways down the desperate bag.
And it's like if you get to the point of, if he's going to gobble on the limb, I kind of need him to gobble so I know where,
So I can make a move.
And so what Jordan and I will do is, if you've ever heard it, when two owls will kind of get going with one another, and they'll start, this one will start getting cranked up and the other one will start getting cranked up, and all of a sudden they're having a hoot battle.
Yeah.
And that's what Jordan and I did, and that's what made that turkey gobble.
And he gobbled at it. And after he unlocked his jaw, he started gobbling good.
Yeah. It was like that was the dam breaking. After that first gobble, he wanted to just let everyone know.
So we get up there on this turkey, 125 yards from him, and he's in a big hardwood bottom, wide open down there. Ain't no way you can get close to him. It done got too light. And we're up here on this little ridge in the pines. I'm like, man, this might work right here. He'll have to come up here within gun range if he's interested to look.
Yeah.
And I think I clucked and yelped at him once or twice, and he gobbled at it. And after that, he didn't say another peep.
Yeah.
So that was that for opening morning.
And then I will throw it. We sat there for an hour.
Yeah, but it's not like we just said, okay, he's not gobbling, let's go.
Because I know a lot of folks that do that, and it doesn't always work, but there's several instances where he flies down, doesn't say a word, and next thing you know, he just walks up there.
Not drumming, not nothing, just walking, looking.
There's been several turkeys that kept their lives because, someone does, quit gobbling and they just leave, or they get careless and move and spook him, and so
we did not do that.
We were playing due diligence. That's I think that's kind of the game you have to play. Yep. But it didn't work that day.
Mm-mm. So I don't know what that turkey did, but he didn't do what we wanted him to do, which is normal.
Yeah, very normal.
So you went with your woman yesterday afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all saw some jakes.
That's when it was pretty cool. We had some jakes come by at not 5 yards, 5 feet. I could see their pupils moving. And they come right by us, and we kind of did, using your terminology, we did the log man yesterday afternoon.
It works, man, if you know where some turkeys are, using at some point during the day.
It absolutely, especially.
I hate doing it, by the way.
It's not and I told her that. I said, look, this is not the most fun way to turkey hunt. I said, but it is effective, especially in the early season, and with those woods being so open. With them hanging right out to that cutover is just you risk so much more bumping them, and and what we actually did is the decoy was in the road, kind of, but I didn't just walk out in that wide open cutover and go, here I am, and set the decoy up.
Yeah.
But what I did do is, after it was like, all right, any turkey'd be in the tree by now, I went and got the decoy, and I eased out there and looked where I saw the tracks yesterday, and that's when I said strut marks galore. It looked like that turkey tried to write the word Mississippi in cursive with his wingtips. I was like, oh, my gosh.
He was spinning and drumming.
And so that's why I was like, we need to take advantage of this situation. But, it obviously me and you talked, and you were like, let's give the zoo one more crack this morning.
Well, the whole reason was for the highway noise.
Yeah, which is honestly a good reason to do it.
Pretty much done until next Saturday.
Because you cannot hear, and hearing is a big part of turkey hunting, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So you take over from here. This is.
Well, we talked. He was like, well, we can probably kill this turkey down here, and I'm like, well, we can probably kill that turkey we got on this morning too.
Mm-hmm.
Good chance of it anyway.
Yeah.
And we explained the highway noise to each other, and both agreed we're going to the zoo this morning, which is, today is Sunday the 15th.
Sunday 15th.
Y'all be listening to this on the 16th tomorrow, or a year from now, whenever.
Whenever you listen to it.
Yeah. Anyway, we get out there early this morning in pitch black dark, decide we're going to get in that open hardwood bottom with him, so we got out there a little earlier.
Also, we were north of him this time instead of south
come
of him.
around the other side of him.
Yeah.
We done tricked him.
Trying to.
But, man, that sucker gobbled early this morning, too.
Yes, he did.
I mean, we got out the buggy and walked across this bridge, and I think I hooted, or Al hooted.
Well, we heard another turkey gobble on another property behind us.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like, if that one gobbles, maybe this one will do it.
He got smacked, too, by the way.
Sounded like it.
By the neighbor.
Yeah. Sounded like it.
Kapoo!
Yeah. Well, that one's done.
Didn't hear him gobble anymore.
Yeah.
Can't hunt him no more.
But, yeah, and then after he gobbled, you just did just one note, and there he went.
Turkey we got on yesterday morning. He's in the same spot.
Yeah. Initially, we thought he was a little bit further.
It was just our point of entry was I was a little off on my distances.
So was I. I thouut he was too. I was like, is he closer to the road? But he wasn't.
I mean, this is a spot we were talking about. We had history in Florida. This is first time in there.
Yeah, we do not have history here hardly.
Well, we deer hunted there, but chasing turkeys is a whole different ball game.
And we never deer hunted in there. Them boots tracks we left today, that's the first time my boots have been in there.
Mm-hmm. Well, we get in there and find us a spot. I'll back up.
Yeah.
We're walking in the dark.
There's a very important factor that went into this.
Walking in the dark, and I'm looking down, and there's gobbler tracks heading straight towards where this gobbler's gobbling from.
Yep.
And I'm like, I've done this enough times to know they usually probably go the same way they came from when they fly down. So we find a good little spot, had decent cover for that open woods, and sit down and suckered gobbling, then nothing. I was like,
Which was close to the same behavior as yesterday.
Yeah. Just sitting there.
What was that?
That was a fly down.
Oh, okay.
And he's at 50 yards to my left.
Mm-hmm.
Standing there. I can't see him. He's behind a tree, but I know he's there. I saw him hit
him. Yeah, I can't see him either.
You can actually see him on camera.
Thank goodness. Yeah, I had either sense enough or just got lucky. I had the camera pulled back wide and was just recording.
Yeah.
Because at that kind of hunt, when it goes silent like that, you just don't ever know what's going to happen.
Keep in mind, we had not said a word to this turkey.
Mm-mm.
And, thinking back on it, it was real dark. And we did bring a hen with us this morning because that will help you in them open hardwoods to have them a little visual.
Very much so.
Because that's what they live off of is their eyes. And we brought a hen in there, and I stuck her out there like 10 feet in front of us just to have something to take his eyes off of us if he saw anything, if he did come. Thinking back on it now, this turkey was sitting up there as it was getting light, looking around, observing the floor, seeing if there's any boogers going to get him. And he said, "Oh, where'd you come from?"
Yeah.
And that's what made him pitch down to where we were.
Yeah.
Thinking back on it, we were at the time we was like, "Man, we sat down in a good spot."
Yeah.
No, I think that turkey saw that hen decoy and was like, "I'm coming with you, baby."
I mean, it's not a coincidence that he pitched down right there.
Yeah, no.
I think it was a combination of north is the way he wanted to go anyway.
And he saw her.
And there was a potential girlfriend over there.
Because looking back on the video, man, we got so lucky where we set up at him not seeing us.
Yeah.
Because he was in wide open. We just didn't see him.
Yeah. Wide open.
That sucker pitched down 50 yards. Still ain't yelped at him. He starts walking. Finally see him. Me and Lake finally see him. And
I finally get on him.
Yeah. And he's at like 35 yards at this point. He just came out from behind a tree. And Lake's like, there he is. And I'm like, where? Then I see this black blob just kind of moving in the dark. I mean, this is 6:50.
He flew down early, man.
He flew down 20 minutes earlier than he's supposed to.
Yeah.
But and Lake can't see him. He gobbles.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's at like 45 at this point, or 40, something like that.
Start giving him a couple little soft yelps, and he's liking it.
He likes it.
Yeah. And he finally tucks in wings, and the gig's up. It's either now or never.
Yeah. I think he just stood there long enough where he was like,
she ain't moving.
Something's just. He wasn't like freaked out.
I mean, looking back on our setup, the only thing he could have saw was our little cam record light.
Yeah.
And it probably did see it.
Yeah.
But, it was just enough to make him cautious.
Yeah. And he just kind of popped them wings and was just slowly walking off.
Now or never, babe. And Lake was like, I can't see him, but you shoot him.
Jordan said, can you see him? I said, no, but kill him. I think that's what I said. Like, we in Mississippi, man. Ain't no,
these opportunities don't come around every day.
Pull trigger.
Well, that was that. I got my Mississippi longbeard down.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a glorious.
It was beautiful.
It was awesome.
It was beautiful.
Good Lord blessed us this morning.
Selfishly, I could see the whole thing with my eyes, but unfortunately, a lot of the camera, he walked right behind this big woody vine and was blocked for a good chunk of it.
The people watching this in the next couple of weeks will understand what's going on.
Yeah. It's a turkey hunt, man.
Yeah.
They're wild critters. We're not in a production studio.
And, this passion we have for it is not, it is from getting good footage and all, that's a bonus.
It is.
But everybody that's watching this, in my opinion, is there to watch a turkey hunt.
Yeah.
And sometimes they're behind trees and through brush and through brambles and whatever.
And don't get me wrong, like, we try our absolute best to get the best footage that we can, but sometimes the turkey gets behind a tree.
Especially in the South.
It's just
if you're
how it
hunting,
is.
If you're hunting these suckers in hardwood bottoms or pine bottoms or whatever, and these suckers, they're behind a tree for me, but they're wide open for you, you better kill them.
Yeah. Well, it's like the TV episode from Alabama that aired this year. All the turkey, like we had a Wilbur missed, Bob Walker killed one, and Caleb Colgrove killed one in that episode.
In thickets.
And all of them, you could tell that there was a turkey there, but they were in some thick stuff, man. Yeah. It ain't like beautiful turkey strutting, gobbling in a wide open field footage, which we all love that too. But
some of these people will tell you, man, I can call a turkey through a 6-strand barbed wire fence and over the Mississippi River. I can't. I just kill them where I can.
Yeah. And this morning was that is a classic hunt. Straight off the limb. Took us 2 days to do it, and just one of those, just thank you, Lord.
Mm-hmm. Lord, he knew my wife couldn't take another season like last year.
Shoot, I don't know if I could take another. But y'all see that if you watch it, because this video will be upcoming too. It is in the most beautiful hardwood creek bottom. Just gorgeous.
Yeah, can't wait for people to see it, see what they think.
If you grow up turkey hunting in the Southeast, it'll probably hit home to you.
Yeah.
Seeing turkey. If you turkey hunted in Arkansas, Louisiana, Alabama, Georgia, you'll kind of get North Florida even. And I'm probably even southeastern states. It will kind of relate with that, what we were seeing.
Yeah, even the Midwest, man, you killed a turkey in Kentucky one time,
True.
And the bottoms looked just like
very,
this.
Very true. But it was a beautiful hunt.
Just river bottom turkeys, flat land, little ridges.
He had mud up to his spurs.
There ain't many leaves on trees because them turkeys sound like they blow them off when they in them.
They sounded good. He was pretty.
All right, I got to go take a nap.
Oh.
We have caught everybody up on our turkey hunts over the last week. And
the only thing I will leave it on is this is the first, like I said, turkey season in Mississippi is officially open. So this week we'll be hunting a lot around the house, trying to get some more stuff to put out on this new web series.
I'm sure we'll have some tall tales to tell next week.
Yeah, I'm sure. We're hunting in Mississippi. We can't. They ain't all going to work out as good as this morning's did. But that'll be that. Again, hope y'all enjoying the podcast. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask us. You can send it in to the Primos Facebook page, Instagram page. You can message Jordan. You can message myself on either of our Instagram pages. Either way, it will get dealt with. And please get excited because starting Tuesday, March the 17th, the first episode of the Truth web series will be airing at primos.com. So that'll be it. Hope y'all have a fantastic rest of Monday and the rest of the week. Thank you for listening to the Speak the Language podcast.